Welcome back to the video lecture series on optics and spectroscopy. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss three topics that are deviation produced by a thin film and focal length of two thin lenses in contact and equivalent focal length of two lenses separated by a distance. Let us see these three topics one by one. First one, deviation produced by a thin lens. A lens whose thickness is very small when compared with its height, that are said to be thin lens, and we consider one such lens and we will find an expression for the deviation produced by such lens, such thin lens. So this is optical axis or principal axis of a lens. So this is axis. A lens is placed here. It is a small thin lens. Now we need to calculate the deviation suffered by an incident light when it passed through this lens. For this purpose, let us consider a ray AB which is coming from left and it is touching the lens at B, which has the height from optical axis. This is the height from optical axis. Once the light ray travels through the lens, it gets refracted. Because of the refraction, this light ray deviates from its original path, and its original path is supposed to be in this direction. But due to refraction, it gets deviated and it travels towards the optical axis, and it touches the optical axis and it crosses the optical axis at this point. This point is denoted by F2, which is in general said to be second principal focus. We will discuss these terms in coming lectures. Now the angle between the original direction it's supposed to be and the deviated direction, this angle is denoted by delta. This angle is denoted by delta. It is the angle of deviation. Now the distance from the center of curvature of the center of curvature of the lens to the point F2, that is focal length F, focal length of and this lens. See, if this is delta, this is also said to be delta. Why? If you extend this side and this side are same, and this length and this length are same, this is the diagonal part. So this triangle and this triangle are equal. So this is also delta if it is delta. Now deviation suffered by the ray AB is nothing but its tan delta, that is h by f. How to obtain this? How to understand this? Tan delta is equal to h by f. How did you obtain this expression? For this, let us consider a triangle. Let us consider a triangle. So this triangle you can say, and this distance is f, and this is height. So here it is f, and this is height. What we need to calculate, this which is delta. We said this delta and this delta are same, so here this is delta. If you could able to calculate this delta, then you can write the similar expression to that delta, right? Actually, what is that? This delta we need to know. The known quantities are opposite side and adjacent side. So using opposite side and adjacent, you can write tan delta, which is opposite side divided by adjacent side. So here opposite side is h, adjacent side is f. So in that way you can write tan delta, which is equal to h by f, which is actually a simple trigonometric relation. And now for thin lens, if it is a thin lens and this angle of deviation will also be small, that too in the region of paraxial, that is paraxial region. Actually, what is paraxial region? Paraxial region is a region which lies very close to the optical axis, right? Whereby when this incident light ray that is having very small angle of deviation from its parallel nature. For example, if these are the two rays that are exactly parallel. Suppose you are having another ray which is having very small inclination towards this line or very small angle deviation from that line. In that cases, it is said to be, if two rays are more or less parallel, which are having very small angle deviation from the parallel nature, then that is said to be paraxial. So see, if there is an lens, and for a lens in the optical axis, it would have a focal point, so that if you are considering an incident ray which is very close to optical axis, that is parallel to optical axis and which is having the very close distance, then at the lens, the angle suffered due to refraction, that is the angle of deviation towards the focal length is very much small when compared with another ray which is far away from the optical axis. Now this also would focus to the focal point. Now when you draw this angle, when you draw another angle here, this angle will be very small. If you denote this angle as alpha, it will be very small, and such kind of region is said to be paraxial. Generally, paraxial regions lies very close to the optical axis. So in the regime of optical axis, in general, for a thin lenses, the angle of deviation is very small. In that cases, you can approximate tan delta into delta. So tan delta could be approximated to delta, and that is equal to h by f. So this is the deviation suffered by the ray AB when it refracted through the thin lens. Now Let us consider a situation. We have a lens, thin lens, and this is the optical center. Sorry, this is the optical axis, and this is optical center. And let us consider an object O, right? It is a luminous point object. So O is a luminous point object, and a light ray traveling from this point object that touches the lens at a height h, then it gets refracted and it moves in the opposite direction and touches the optical axis at the point I. Now let us define the distance between the optical center to the luminous point image as U, and the distance between the lens to the image is V. It's V. Now the point at which this incident light ray touches the lens as A, and you see, if this light is not getting refracted at the lens, then it is supposed to be travel in this direction. And if this is parallel to the optical axis, and it should be, the parallel angle is this, okay? And earlier we had defined the angle between the refractor ray to the parallel ray is delta, okay? If this is I, supposed to be I, right, then this is also supposed to be I. If this angle is I and this angle is also said to be I, right? If it is not visible, let us make it, this angle is I, okay? And now this incident ray OA that is coming from the luminous point object O, right? Here the light ray comes parallel. Here light ray is not parallel, it is coming from a point object. Now deviation suffered by this light ray OA. Deviation suffered by OA at A, at this point A, that we can write, okay? So how much deviation it is suffered? Let's say this is I for uniformity. So this should be angle of deviation, let us denote delta. As in the case of here, it is angle of deviation delta. So that this is delta, which is nothing but, this delta is nothing but sum of I, oh this is I, so let's put this is J, right? How could we identify this angle? You can write sum of I plus J, so I plus J. How do you calculate I? It is nothing but I is this angle. So triangle AO, let's put this as L, so AOL plus, and we want this J, that J is nothing but this angle. In that case, we can write AIL, triangle AIL, okay? And this AOL is nothing but H by U, according to this assumption, according to this assumption. You recall what argument that we have made to arrive delta is equal to h by f. Based on the similar argument, you can write angle AOL as h by u. Now, you recollect what are the concepts that we have discussed in the sign convention. In that, right, all the quantities which are in the right side of the vertex are positive, which are in the left side of the vertex is negative, so that you should write h as minus u. Then plus angle AIL, that is nothing but h by v. We can take h as common. What is remaining? 1 by v minus 1 by u. Now, in optics, there is a formula called Gauss formula. So there is a formula called Gauss formula, which is derived for spherical mirror and lens. For lens, 1 by v minus 1 by u, which is equal to 1 by f. For spherical mirror, 1 by v plus 1 by u, that is equal to 1 by f. There is a minus sign, differs for spherical mirror and lens. Here we have 1 by v minus 1 by u, and we are using lens, so that applying Gauss formula for lens, we can write delta is equal to h multiplied by 1 by f. This is nothing but delta is equal to h by f. Here also we have delta equal to h by f. It implies that when a light ray, when it is getting refracted through a lens, then the deviation suffered by the light ray could be written in terms of the height at which the light ray strikes the lens and the focal length of the lens, regardless of the position in which light ray comes, whether the light ray comes parallel to the when the light ray comes parallel to the optical axis, or the light ray have some other angle, whatever may be the position of the light ray, the deviation suffered by the ray when it is passes through a thin lens is equal to delta, that is equal to h by f. So this is the deviation produced by a thin lens. Here we have only one lens. Suppose if you are having two such lenses which are in close contact, and the resultant point at which the refracted ray touches the optical axis will be different, and we need to find what is that focal length of a two lens system which are in close contact. Let's discuss that topic next. Focal length of two lenses in contact. Focal length of two lenses in contact. In this case, let us consider two thin lenses which are in touch with each other. And this is the optical axis. So this is lens 1 and this is lens 2. Lens 1 having the focal length 1, lens 2 having the focal length 2, and this is axis, optical axis. Now assume that in the optical axis there is an luminous point object O, which is located at a distance u from the first lens. Now, if, right, and this is an optical axis, this axis is common for both lenses. In this cases, it is said to be coaxial lenses. Coaxial means, coaxial means the axis is common for both the cases. Now, a light ray originated from the point object O, which strikes the lens at the point here. Now, assume that if this lens is not present, in that case, this light ray will get refracted and it will travel to a point somewhere here. Let us write this point is I prime. Here the image will appear, right? If there is no such second lens is here, then this ray will get refracted. The image will be appeared at the optical axis at the point I prime. But there is a second lens which is present and it is touching the first lens, so that now for the second lens, this image will act as a virtual object for second lens, so that at this point second lens gets refracted and the refracted light ray touches the optical axis at I, right? So this is the final image that is appearing here. Now the distance between the optical center to the image I is V, that is optical center of the second lens to the image is V, and this distance, that is for I prime, the distance from the center of optical center of the first lens to the image I prime is V prime. Okay, now we can write, now we can write according to Gauss law. According to Gauss law for lens, what is that? 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. You remember this? This we are going to apply here 2 times for lens 1 and lens 2. So that for lens 1 we can write 1 by, here V in the place we can write V prime minus 1 by U, which is equal to 1 by F1. This is equation 1. This image is an virtual image for the lens 2 and it will serve as an object for lens 2, and the image for lens 2 will appear at I. Okay, so this serves like an object, virtual object for the second lens, and the image will be appeared at I. Now again, we can write according to Gauss law, for second lens we can write 1 by V minus, for object it is at the distance V prime, so that 1 by V prime, which is equal to 1 by F2. This is equation 2. Now if we add equation 1 and 2, what you will get? 1 by V prime minus 1 by U plus 1 by V minus 1 by V prime. This and this will cancel out. What you will get? 1 by F1 plus 1 by F2. What is remaining? 1 by V minus 1 by U, which is equal to 1 by F1 plus 1 by F2. 1 by V minus 1 by U, again according to Gauss law it is 1 by F. So 1 by f, which is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2, right? Here f is the focal length of equivalent focal length of two lenses in contact, while f1 is the focal length of the first lens and f2 is the focal length of the second lens. So this is how we can write focal length of two lenses in contact. So here f is the focal length of combination of these two lenses. Okay, so what we have discussed here, we are given with two lenses which are in contact, and point object O is here. The distance from this point object to the center of the first lens is u, and the center of the first lens to the focal length of the first lens is v prime. A light ray coming from this O will strike the first lenses at this point. If there is no lens here, it will create an image here. This image will serve as an virtual object to second lens, and second lens focuses this image into this point I. Now the distance between this I to the optical center of the second lens is v. Now apply Gauss law to the first lens and apply Gauss law to the second lens, and you take the sum of these two and you will get the focal length of the combination. That we obtained that 1 by f is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. If you want to topic, equivalent focal length of two lenses separated by a distance. Equivalent focal length of two lenses separated by a distance. Now let us draw a lens like this, and there is an optical center here, and we will draw another lens here. Okay, and this lens is L1 and this lens is L2. This lens has the focal length f1 and this length has the focal length f2, and distance between these two lenses is a. Distance between these two lenses is a. Now assume that there is a light ray. Assume that there is a light ray A that is traveling parallel to the optical axis, which touches the lens 1 with the height from center O1 with the height h1, and it gets deviated, and that is supposed to, if it is deviated and it is supposed to go here, go to meet the optical axis at the point D, right? But there is a lens here, second lens, and this refracted ray meets the second lens at the point H2, and yet there is again a refraction. Due to that refraction, it meets the optical axis at the point F2. right? Now here this is the first deviation, that is delta 1, and here this is the second deviation, this is delta 2, and this point is O2, right? Now we can write deviation produced by the first lens. Deviation produced by the first lens, that we can write delta 1, which is nothing but h1 by f1, right? h1 by focal length f1. And similarly, deviation produced by second lens, that is delta 2, which is equal to h2 by f2, right? These already we know, it's not new to us. Now let us extend this light ray AB towards forward direction, and this refracted ray meet the second lens at the point C. So this point is C, right? Now let us consider the ray CF2, and you draw it backward. Okay, and these rays will meet at this point. There is a point here. Let us denote this point as E2, and you draw a line towards optical axis, and this point is, let us denote this point is P2, right? Assume that this plane E2 P2 is a plane where if you put another mirror, right, the incoming light ray will get a refraction at this plane, and that will focus to the point F2. That is what happened when we put two lenses. When there is a two lens, this light ray refracted at point B once and at point C again, then it reaches F2. Instead, if you put a lens here at the plane E2 P2, the same refraction will be appeared, so that this plane is the equivalent lens system, right, which will create the same refraction. Now we need to calculate the focal length of this equivalent lens. So for that, now this distance P2 F2, that is said to be P2 F2, that is said to be the capital F2, said to be the equivalent focal length of the lens system. We need to calculate an expression for this F, right? Now you can also write deviation produced by the equivalent lens. Deviation produced by the equivalent lens, that we can write delta, that is equal to, so right, that is this angle is said to be delta, and that is equal to h1 by f. This height, this is equal to h1, and this distance is said to be f. So this distance is defined as f, so that we can write delta is equal to h1 by f. Okay, fine. But this delta is nothing but delta 1 plus delta 2. That is this angle of deviation and this angle of deviation, right? Okay, now we can write, if delta equal to delta 1 plus delta 2, this is h1 by f and this is h1 by f1 plus this is h2 by f2. This is equation 1. Now you see, and let's extend this into here, and this point we can write k. This point we can write k. Now you can write h2, which is nothing but O2k. H2 is nothing but this side, O2c, which is nothing but O2k minus ck. Minus ck. So O2k, this side from this point to this point, O2k is nothing but H1, right? This is parallel to H1. O2k is H1 minus ck. Ck is this side. What is that? You can have a triangle here, right? This triangle. Here, this is delta and I'm sorry, let us consider this one, this triangle. You can consider that triangle, so that in that case, this is delta 1 and this length is A. So this length is A. This is ck. It is unknown, right? See, if you want to write the equation for delta 1, what you will write? Delta 1 is nothing but this ck by A. But now we want ck, so that we can write ck is equal to A delta 1. So that here you can write A times delta 1. So here you can write k times delta 1, so that H2 is nothing but H1 minus A times delta 1. Okay, so now this you can write H1 minus A times delta 1 is H1 by F1. So this you can write H1 common 1 minus A by F1. This is nothing but H2. And if we substitute this in this equation, we are having H1 by F, that is equal to H1 by F1 plus 1 by F2 multiplied by H1 1 minus A by F1. You can take H1 common, it will cancel out in all these cases. So it will have 1 by F, which is equal to 1 by F1 plus 1 by F2 multiplied by 1 minus A by F1. So this is the equation for equivalent focal length of two lenses separated by a distance. Let me recollect this. We have first lens here, second lens here. There is a light ray that is getting refracted an angle delta 1 with the first lens, and it touches the point in the second lens with the height h2. Here this height is h1. And at point C, at the height from the optical axis and optical center, this light ray undergoes the deviation delta 2, so that the final image appears at f2. Now we are writing the deviation produced by the first lens as delta 1, which is h1 by f1. For second lens, delta 2 h2 by f2. Now we are extending this incident ray horizontally in the forward direction, and similarly we are extending this image ray in backwards, so both meets at E2, and we are drawing a plane and it touches the point P2 with the optical axis, and the E2 P2 is the plane where if you have a light ray that gets refracted, within single refraction it touches the point F2. So this plane E2 F2 is assumed to be the equivalence lens system for this two lenses separated by a distance A. Now we can write a deviation produced by this equivalence lens system. So this deviation is written as delta, that is h1 this height by f this f, right? But this delta is the summation of delta 1 plus delta 2. So delta 1 is h1 by f1, delta 2 is h2 by f2, but h2 is unknown. In order to calculate h2, we are returning this height, that is O2, h2 is O2c, which is equal to O2k minus this term ck. But ck we don't know, but O2k is O2k is h1, this height. So we need to subtract ck from h1, but we don't know what is ck, so for that we use this triangle. In this triangle we know this distance as a, and this is angle delta 1. So applying that we are getting, a ck delta 1. If you write the equation for delta 1, you will write ck by a, but ck is unknown, so ck is a times delta 1. You are substituting at the point ck, and delta 1 is h1 by f1. We can take h1 common. We are having 1 minus a by f1 multiplied by h1. For h2, substituting this at this place, we are having h1 1 minus a by f1, and cancelling h1 in left and right side, we are having the equation for equivalent focal length of two lenses separated by a distance, that is equal to 1 by f, which is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 multiplied by 1 minus a by f1. So these are the three topics, or we can equivalently write 1 by f is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 minus, we are multiplying inside, a by f1 f2. So this term is etc. when compared with the previous case, that is both the lens in contact. When it is separated by a distance, this term will appear, minus of a by f1 f2 will appear etc. in this derivation. So today we have discussed the expression for a deviation suffered by a light ray due to thin lens, then equivalent focal length for the two lenses in contact, then equivalent focal length for the two lenses separated by a distance. Let me stop here and we will resume back in the next class. Until then, thank you.